Hi everyone, welcome to the channel and welcome to August. Today is the 5th of August, which means it is the first day of the Myth Take Readathon, and I have not read a lot. I have started Gummy Ho or Wicked Fox by Kat Cho, and I'm like 7 chapters in, I think. I haven't read enough to yet form an opinion. I was going to read a bit now, but I remembered that my August resolution was to write more blog posts. It was my July one, but it didn't work, so I'm carrying it over. I'm going to try and at least do one every Monday, or hopefully do one twice a week, but I'm not making any promises for that because I just know what I'm like. My actual resolution is to write notes on the books, because last month I read about 10 books and I just didn't write notes, and so I went to do a July wrap up and just kind of sat there and went, can't remember. So I'm hoping to correct that this month. I'm trying to catch up on the books from last month. I finished one in the last few days anyway, so I need to make notes on that. I will do that. I will tidy because my room is a mess, which you can't see because it's actually all behind you. And yeah, then I will read. I won't get a lot of time to read this evening because we're having friends over for a barbecue. I will read tonight, and I'll probably also read during the day a bit. But yeah, when I've had more thoughts I will update you, because at the moment what it says will happen on the blurb has already happened, but I don't know how it's going to solve, because yeah, it kind of happened in the first 2 chapters, so we will see. So today is Tuesday, which means it's the second day of the Myth Take Readathon, and there's wind, which I wasn't hoping, or which I was hoping there wouldn't be, and I'm walking, so I keep moving out of shot. But I'll probably not get a lot of reading done again today, because as you may be able to see, I am with horse. And I'll show you the horses in a minute, but basically I'm up at the yard, so I'm not going to get a lot of reading done. I did, again, not a lot of reading yesterday. I hit the 100-page mark just before midnight. I will do some more this evening, but I don't know how much I'll get done because I went into town yesterday and got like this work experience thing, but I have to do some writing for that, so I'm going to try and get that done by tonight. But yeah, that shouldn't take too long, so I should get some more reading done. But here are our horses. It's my Jim Bob. You go out today? Oh, look at all your flies. And nice and dirty. So that's Richie. Hi Richie. So yeah, I will check in once I've got more reading done. I've quite enjoyed what I've read. It's been quite easy to read. It's Korean, which I didn't realise before. There's definitely going to be a romance in it, and I'm not sure what I think about that so far. We'll get some yarding done. I'll get back to you later. Richie says bye. So Today is Wednesday, which means it's day 3, and I'm going to do a proper update now because I realise up until now I haven't really, as I'm going to spend a lot of today reading, or at least trying to. I'm going to do an update for you at least. So I've just kind of hit chapter 32 of Gummy Ho, or Wicked Fox, but I've realised I haven't actually done a summary or told you what it's about. I imagine if you're watching it you do know, but if not, it's set in Korea and it is about Mi-young, who is a gummy ho, or a nine-tailed fox, and she survives by feeding off the energy of men. However, she loses this fox bead, and without that she won't survive. So the book is about her trying to get it back, but it also, the blurb also mentions a romance. This is because she crosses paths with a guy who sees her in her true form, and obviously that's not good. The big thing on the back is obviously the fact that she loses her bead, and so I thought that would happen quite late, or at least later on than it happened, but it kind of happens in the first couple of chapters. Obviously you can tell the attempts aren't going to go well because it happens so early and it's over 400 pages long. I'm kind of watching them try and do things wrong at the moment. The romance is also quite prominent. It's a dual POV book, and so obviously both point of views are talking about each other and liking each other. I'm not sure what I think of it. They begin as friends, and Mi-young doesn't have a friend at the start, or claims never to have had a friend before, and so they begin as friends, and I quite like that. I quite like the fact that she's got someone she can confide in and also someone she can feel close to, but there's definitely going to be a romance because it says on the back, and I'm not sure what I think about it. I think I prefer the idea of it just being a friendship, but I know it's not going to be. I'll be glad she'll be happy, but not sure she needs a romance for that. It's very easy to read. The chapters aren't necessarily short, they're probably like 10 pages or so, but it's just easy to kind of keep going and read the next chapter. So whilst I don't necessarily feel like I've been reading a lot, it's been quite easy to read when I do read. Like yesterday I didn't think I'd read a lot, but I read 60 pages, and this morning I probably read that again. So I was worried it was going to take me a long time to get through, but I think I'm actually going to get through it quite quickly. I will get back to you when I know more stuff. I haven't necessarily read a lot more since I last updated you, but there are a few more things I wanted to talk about that I forgot to last time, and I have read a couple more chapters and like dramatic things happened in them, but there are kind of 2 big points that happened, like one plot twist, one betrayal, and it was kind of very extreme and surprising. And I don't know if anything else is going to happen. That kind of felt like it might be the end of it. And then there was another one, and just so much happened within about probably less than 10 pages. It was like 3 chapters, but each chapter was about 2 pages long. And yeah, that was, again, really dramatic. I don't know what to say without spoiling it. But lots of things happened to people that were quite big characters, so yeah, that was a surprise, and also just kind of a bit weirded. Like, it was dramatic but also kind of unnecessarily so. I also have a feeling that we haven't seen enough about Mi-young's mother. I think she's going to be quite a big, not necessarily a big character, but will have been a big character in the past. So I'm interested to see if that is explained, or if I'm just guessing, or if it never will be explained. Romance immensely intensified, just all of a sudden. Like, there was kind of, before that there was just hints of romance, and then yeah, it was just full on I love you, and that just felt a bit weird. I feel they're friends and I very much feel attached to that, but not on board with the romance, I don't think. It's kind of at the end, like probably less than 100 pages towards the end, and it's kind of got to that point where there's just like a big plot twist, or I don't know if it's going to be a big plot twist or if it'll just be kind of like a side plot twist, but it sort of feels like an unnecessary plot twist, you know, like when you read a book there are some things you expect, and you kind of expect a few things that are, a few curveballs that are going to change the course of the book, and I just feel like this isn't going to. I might be wrong, but it just feels a bit wrong, and it's maybe something I could have picked up on, or I could have at least guessed earlier, because it's about a character that was kind of hanging around, had a point in the plot but didn't necessarily add to the plot. And yeah, so it just feels a bit weird. Like when I read it, I was just like, it's one of those things, is it? So yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen, because like I said, it's only 100 pages left and the story's got to wrap up, so I feel like this random character's not going to do a lot other than be there, but we'll see. At a weird angle, that's basically because there we go, that was a horrible angle of him, but he sat on my arm and I can't really move. However, I just finished Wicked Fox and I have thoughts. The ending was intense, a lot of stuff happened and I feel like I missed a lot of stuff. There were a lot of things I had to kind of go back over and read again. I don't think having two point of views helped at the end, because it would literally jump from one to the other within like a page, and so one person would be thinking one thing and then it would move on and I wouldn't have quite got over what the last one was saying. Don't pull that face at me. And there were a lot of things that kind of happened at the end of the chapter, because obviously that's when the dramatic stuff happens and you want to move on when it's drama, but it then meant I sort of missed that thing, because it would be happening in the last line and then the other character would react to it and I was like, oh no, hang on, what? The character I mentioned being a part of it did have a part later on, but didn't have a part I was expecting. That was a bit of a dramatic turn. Again, there were a lot of dramatic turns in this and I'm just not on board with all of them. It just felt like some of them were too much. They just kind of felt like they were piled on a bit, and then it just kind of finished. Hang on, he's moved. I'm just gonna sit. I think I almost missed the point where it finished again. I was confused when it moved on. My main thought was that the last few pages, kind of like the last 30 or 40 pages, were just confusing. Just done a like brief wrap up on Twitter, but I've given it 3 stars. I enjoyed it and there are enough things that made me like it, but there were also enough things that kind of threw me off course, and honestly, main thing was the romance. Just wasn't really on board with it. Don't quite get it. So I also forgot to mention that it was very quick to read. Like, I think I started this morning at about 160 pages, and so today I must have read, well, it's too late for maths, 260 pages.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind reading it. And it was always just quite easy just to be like, oh, one more chapter, one more page. So yeah, I did like that. I'm going to start The Hand, the Eye and the Heart tomorrow, which is the book of the month. I'm going on the train up to meet Sam. We'll probably do a video up there. I think we are going to do the, don't know what it's called, but like a new booktube tag or something. We'll find that. There were questions on that, and I will see you during the day tomorrow, and you'll probably see me sitting in the park, so I don't think we're planning on that. But yeah, bye. So today's actually Friday, which means I didn't vlog yesterday. I did read a lot, but if you're seeing this, it means that the our first video has gone up, which kind of introduces us. And I didn't not film because I'd already filmed that day, but I didn't film just because I forgot to when we had all the camera stuff up. By the time I got home, I was quite tired. I did read. I read 167 pages or 12 chapters, which is probably actually like a third of the book, and it's actually The Hand, the Eye and the Heart, which is the book of the month. So I have read a lot, like that's not a small portion, but I don't know what I think really. It feels very Mulan. I mean, I've only seen the Disney film, but it feels very like that at the moment. I mean, it's meant to be a non-binary retelling, but it just felt up until about now that it was just a girl pretending to be a man. But now they have said that they are both a girl and a boy, so I suppose that's come out. But yeah, I'm not, like I said, I don't really know what I think about it, which is weird because I've read so much. I'm going to do a bit more reading today. I'm also going to try and write some reviews today. I think I was going to go into town and go to a coffee shop. I might just stay in, do at least a couple of reviews. I think we want one to go up this afternoon, so I need to get on with that. I'd quite like to do like a few that I've got in a backlog, but I also want to do some reading, so we'll see. I will check back in once I've done more of said things. So, I've only read 2 chapters today, which isn't great. It would be alright if I only had 3 books on my TBR, but I've got 6, so I kind of need to hurry up. My update this time is to say that it is now 11:22, and therefore it is 38 minutes until the basically readathon starts, and that will be to read. I mean, it's to read a book that's been on your TBR forever, but I'm not doing that. I'm just reading for as much as possible tomorrow. That said, I'll be up at the yard again, so
I probably won't get a lot done. And I'm reading The Children of Jocasta for it by Natalie Haynes, I think. Hopefully I'll finish it, or at least get a chunk of it done, because then that means next week I've only got The Hand, the Eye and the Heart and The Kingdom of Copper to finish, and then the other two are kind of a low priority, so yeah, we will see about those. So today is the 11th of August. Oh, that's Joe. It is the end of the first week of the Myth-Take Readathon, and I didn't vlog yesterday, but that's because I was with horses again, and it was the 24-hour basically readathon, so I was just trying to read a lot. I was hoping to finish this book, The Children of Jocasta by Natalie Haynes, but I didn't actually get round to finishing it. I kind of got about 75% of the way through. I've only got 25 pages left to read, so I'm going to finish that this morning. But I've really enjoyed it. The start I was a bit confused about because it jumps between two perspectives, and I didn't realise it did that at first, and that was just on me for not rereading the blurb before I started it. But it tells the story of Jocasta, obviously, given the title, and one of her children who is called Issy, and it tells their side of Oedipus and Antigone's story. And I just didn't know enough about them. I did realise about 60% of the way through the book who Oedipus was. It's told through these two point of views, and it was confusing at first because I didn't realise it was kind of changing. It was both girls and about the same age, but I knew they were related, but I couldn't quite work out how. But that was just because I didn't know a lot about the myth, and it kind of hadn't been introduced yet. It was kind of quite a gradual thing. So once I got into that, I was really invested in the story. There were points where I was more invested in one of the stories than the other, where something more... Oh, hello, Kat. Kat's back. Hi, Kat. Do you want to say hi? No. Oh, don't jump in the way. But there were points where there was one part of the story that was more interesting. Please don't jump onto the camera. She jumped onto the camera. And kind of at the moment, because I'm in the last 30 pages. She's gone now. Because I'm in the last 30 pages, stuff's happening in both, so I kind of want to read. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying both characters. Possibly Jocasta more, but that might just be because her story's more full of worry, I suppose. Once I finish that, I will update you on that. This is only going to be a quick update. I have finished the book, and I have immediate thoughts, but I just want to, the end was, there were so many dramatic things at the end. But I did quite like how the two stories just kind of fit together. At the beginning, I think I was so confused because the two stories were actually quite separate, even though they were obviously about the same sort of people. They were kind of on completely different tangents, but in this, or towards the end, they were kind of fit together. You would discover something in one bit and it would affect the other. And I think that actually worked quite well. When a book is usually two points of view, it is the same story. And A lot of the time that's okay, but like if there's a big fight scene or something happening and the same people are in it, it gets a bit jolty and you kind of jump from one to the other before you're finished. But this actually worked quite well because the two stories were so different. Something would happen in the past and then they'd realise it in the present or future, and yeah, I quite like that. Oedipus was a bit controlling, like he felt a bit manipulative of Jocasta at some point. Likewise with her brother, was a scumbag, but also he felt like he did mean good at other times. So I don't know, all the characters in this were very grey almost, like that you can't quite tell what they're going to do and you can't tell if they're good or they're bad. So yeah, that was a success. I liked Jocasta and I liked Issy towards the end. At the beginning she was a bit, I don't want to say childish, but like I wasn't completely convinced with her character. But and likewise with Jocasta, because she was very young at the start, so just didn't know everything. At the end they were both very, strong doesn't feel like the right word, but I don't know, but I like them. Jocasta was obviously thinking about other people, Issy was trying to do the good for everyone, and she was quite sweet. I think I warmed to her towards the end, so yeah, I liked it. I think I will give it 4 stars. I think if I were to read it again, I think it could go up, but because I was just so confused, I just couldn't quite follow it at the start. I was interested at the start, but I couldn't quite follow it. But yeah, I enjoyed it. This is just a final kind of check-in late on Sunday night. I picked this back up and I'm just over halfway now. 261. It's just a slog. I thought I'd really like it, but I don't think anything's not making me like it, but it's just there. Nothing's making me want to pick up. Nothing's making me want to put it down, but nothing's making me want to pick it up. Like, nothing's happening. I had high hopes for it, and it's just a bit meh. Do I actually have thoughts about it? No, because I can't remember what happened. I don't know, a bit disappointed, but hopefully it'll pick up in the end, because I'm just not feeling it so far. I will finish it, but just maybe slowly. Wish me luck. Hi everyone, if you've reached this point in the video, first, thank you. Thank you for listening to my rambling, and I'm sorry it went on for so long. And if you've read any of these books, I'd be interested to know what you thought, because the ones I've been reading I've obviously finished now, and the ones I had finished I've made thoughts on. I've actually reviewed Wicked Fox now, so you can check that out. I'll put the link down below. But yeah, so I'm basically here on Thursday, the day this is actually going up, to say we haven't told you our links. So I don't actually know our links. Bear with. Our blog is at theindecisivereaders.wordpress.com, and we haven't got a lot on there, just like some reviews. There are going to be some discussion things, but we post twice a week on a Tuesday and Friday, or at least that's the aim. Please bug us to carry on that, because it took us a while to get to that point. Otherwise, you can find us on Instagram at the Indecisive Readers, and on Twitter I'm Thoroughgood Bryony and Sam is Sam Knows Rights. But we'll put all our links down below. So if you want to check them out and give us a follow, we will probably follow you, or we will definitely follow you back. At least I will. And Sam's not very active. But yeah, we will. If you want to talk about anything, we'll be on there, and we'll see you in the comments again. Bye!